Alright, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Where is... There it is. Alright, so previously on Books and Bags, you all awoke, gathered your wits in your things, and met with Merchant King Almasonoma, who escorted you into the Grand Archive, which is a chaperone-only portion of the extended learning area permitted to only knowledge seekers that have earned a library card. Pastiche, through an experiment, you learned that it is protected by some sort of demiplane transference, so you attempted to teleport through the portal and basically had the effect of slamming into a brick wall. Knowledge, though. We learned. Walking through an uncountable number of volumes, you learned a small bit about the creatures dwelling here, small, curious fiends named copycats that enjoy rewriting tomes, incredible-sized carp leaping from their picture books, until you found Mouse, who was hiding. She professed that a gang ran through here looking mean and tearing things up. You gave chase to this gang, and soon the library was ablaze. Finding dropped research notes and a few promisingly titled books along the way, you raced after the villains. An explosion was introduced to keep you from getting at some research, and also, of course, the limited time opportunity to murder the Merchant King. You chased them through many halls to a room with an enormous tome. And after dealing with the last cur, the Raven informed that this ledger contains an incredible amount of knowledge and records an infinite number of stories. And then he mentioned that he would love to show you, Alma says, where your destination is. He mentioned, so believe me, I understand the emergency. I'm obligated to present you with a riddle. Merchant Queen Xalia says some nasty things would happen to me if I didn't, or if I summarily told you the answer. Yes, here goes then. Individual stories have a beginning and an end. You're familiar with the tales of the Ember Knight and God Emperor Wenceslas and the Phoenix? Those have a start and stop, yes? Well, in front of every new legend's beginning is some other's completion. For instance, let's take Xalia here. Presumably, her mother's adventure book closed, and Xalia is now open. Time marches on, and stories birth anew all the time. Behind the ending of this chapter is where I hope the next time I cast legend lore on 5 fine individuals before me, reveals when your magnificent legend begins. And then he flaps off. And then I'll give you another description of the room. On one side of the room are filled bookshelves pushed up against the walls. There's a wooden table with several chairs pushed in around it. Various papers, inks, and books are on top of the table, including a curious-looking basin device that has a bunch of rolled-up scrolls stuffed in a mesh pouch hanging to its side. That arrangement is mirrored to the other side of the room. Taking up the entire rear wall is a massive book stand, upon which an immense tome rests open. There's tasseled bookmarks that droop over the pages, which depict all sorts of writing, diagrams, runes, and other blocks of script. And various portions of the book faintly glow. What would you like to do?
As Merchant King is flying away, Makayla will yell before they leave after them. Is there any way for us to know if someone had already solved this riddle and has passed through?
My library's on fire! Yes, probably!
Okay. Makayla will still try and do like a look around the room to see if there's someone hiding.
Oh, sure.
Waiting for us to like open it up and then, pass through after us.
Okay. So yeah, perception. To spot any hiding individuals. What
Just
do you
while
get?
Makayla's looking around, Pastiche is just gonna start walking across the room toward the book.
Okay, strong 12. Makayla, you cast your wary eye around the books and the tables with an idea. You bend over and you look upside down underneath the tables. There's nobody there.
Okay.
Pastiche, you stride up to the book many times your size.
Yeah. Pastiche would probably... About how tall is this like pedestal it's on?
About 3-ish, 4-ish feet. It comes up to your comes up to the bottom of your ribcage.
Okay. They're gonna try to climb up on there.
Okay. You do so. Easy enough. You guys watch as Pastiche hoists themselves over this little kind of lip and then is now standing on this large book stand. It's brown lacquered wood, seems sturdy. You give it a test. It doesn't seem hollow or anything. It's good, dense wood. And golly, the book looks a lot larger up close.
Xalia is going to climb up this wall over here, and then just kind of land on top of the book and just hang out there.
Okay. Easy enough. You still have spider climb on. So yeah, you scamper up the side. Floop, 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 floop. And then the pages are dense enough that they provide like decent enough footing. And yeah, indeed, you can just be on top of the book, gazing down at your party. The where you're up, the tassels. Sorry, the bookmarks that, or sorry, the tassels that function as bookmarks is this. This lovely kind of raspberry red, and they're velvety to the touch. And then, yeah.
So you'll use one arm to just kind of stroke with one of the tassels, and the other to split into 4 and wave at each of the other party members individually.
Yeah, feels good, soothing to the touch, as soft things are. And then, yeah, you make your presence known to the rest of the party by waving at them.
While Pastiche is up on the ledge, he's gonna try to wedge a claw just behind the current page and start flipping it.
Okay. Yeah, it comes out. You hear a faint scribbling noise, like of like carbon against parchment. But yeah, you can pull the page out. It's the weight of a massive piece of parchment, but you're able to easily like pull it towards you, maneuver it, kind of bend the page to the side so it doesn't force you off the stand, and you can turn the page. There's more diagrams, scripts, blocks of text. Depicting all kinds of things, really. You can see on this next page that you've turned words and letters being actively inscribed on the papers by an unseen hand, with no writing utensil either. The words are just appearing, glowing, and like glittering into existence.
What do the words say? Like, what is it writing?
What it's writing right now? Go ahead. They're kind of high up. Give me a perception check for funsies. But no, you auto succeed. No worries.
As that's happening, Chuman walks over to one of the desks and he just looks at the notes that are scattered all over it.
Okay. Investigation for you, Chuman. A 27? Sheesh.
I like to imagine Makayla like still to this giant book, walks up, pulls out like reading glasses that she's never used before.
Yeah, you
Meanwhile,
Like squints at this, like this obviously really big text, I would assume.
yeah, you go under your cloak and pull out just a little tiny round pair of reading glasses, flip them open, then put them on your put them over your eyes, and then yeah, it is depicting a tale of some unknown place. There have been rumors of a legendary herb growing in the area. The rumor currently being spread is attracting adventurers from all sorts of places to come and find out what the dealio is. There's it continuously writes this story out. Some adventurers fall ill, some adventurers do find the herb, and is just continuously saying what is happening later. Yeah. The story immediately stops with a flash and like a flare of the glow, and it swipes to the side, just and then it starts writing a different story. One about a a little girl who starts out just a little girl who was cursed by a vampire when she was young, and now she craves not just regular blood, but only cursed blood, where people are also subject to a problematic curse. So she's trying to walk through and figure out her life as well as trying to stay alive and hurt as little people as possible, but also subjugate evil. And it goes on for the next 5 minutes.
Cool.
Search ain't going so hot, Chief.
With a
Zero.
with a 0, unfortunately, there there's a lot of papers here. What languages do you know?
Oh, Common, Goblin, and Druidic.
Okay. Unfortunately, none of them are in common. And but you do identify a goblin one. The paper here is going over different goblin dialects. It appears to be, and of course, as you know, goblins, the way they form language is it's a tonal language, so it uses the same syllables, but how they say it affects what they're trying to say. This is old news to you as it goes over the differences between wawa-wee-wa and wawa-wee-wa and weba-wee-wa-wa.
Xalia is going to like stick an arm down to where one of the bookmarks is and
Okay.
just try to shunt open to the bookmark.
Okay. Yeah, there's several bookmarks, and
Probably this one, if
sure.
applicable.
It's a stocky bit of pages. Go ahead and make a strength check to do it from your location.
I'm getting really good at these. I'm so good at strength checks, guys.
I think you actually haven't failed one so far. Okay.
so
Finally.
That's why I'm baiting fate in the other direction. I think it cottoned on.
Right. You identify that there's a couple, locations where the bookmarks are shoved down into marking the page, used for their purpose. What an idea! You try to turn open to those pages all at once, and just and then, unfortunately, the mound of papers they collide with something, and you can't open it any further. Meanwhile, Pastiche, the book's pages suddenly fly open towards you, and you kind of push them back.
Xalia makes a dissatisfied clicking noise.
Noting Xalia trying to turn more pages, Pastiche is going to look up, nod, and then start flipping more pages from down there, one at a time.
Okay. There is... roll me Arcana, you two. Okay. As the two of you start flipping pages, and Makayla, you can also roll Arcana. And you're reading the tales and looking at the diagrams, investigating what's going on. Makayla, you're fascinated, and like you look down and hold your chin for a moment, thinking about the implications of such a book, and momentarily distracted while Pastiche and Xalia set about turning the pages of the tomes. There's huge calligraphy where a story starts. There's some tales are told only in diagrams and pictures, and no words to be seen, where it depicts like the moon and the sun as they turn around and things are growing. You see strange runes on several different books, several different pages. And all the while you hear this faint scribbling as more words appear on various different pages. Some of the pages glow and shine, much like when the words are being written actively. You get the idea that pretty much any topic that you wanted to locate, it could take you some time, but the information's all here. There would be no secret that would escape you in this book. As you come to the bookmark, I imagine that's what you're talking about. There's a passage on the bottom right. I imagine you read it, so.
Yeah.
I imagine Pastiche should have an easier time reading it than Xalia.
Yeah. The passage. Oh, where did I put it? Whoopsie. Oh, here it is. The passage is. It doesn't feel like... Oh, let me back up. So the passage reads that the sun's gaze met a shattered land where fallen heroes lay amidst ruins. Their valiant swords, once ablaze with hope, now lay cold and silent. The wind whispered tales of valor and sacrifice that would forever echo in the hearts of those left to bear witness to the aftermath. Then there's another paragraph below it. It says the now wizened king continued to climb the stairs. Began his long climb upwards. Stairs of stone begat stairs of metal. The ground fell away, followed by the clouds, and yet the tower and the king kept climbing. That's where the passage ends.
After reading that aloud, Pastiche will turn back to the rest of the group. Does that mean anything to any of you?
Kayla, you can roll history.
Yeah.
Can't say that I have. A lot of this I haven't been able to read heads or tails.
Kayla's just not in the right headspace for this right now.
Yeah, there's something familiar about it, but you can't quite place it. It does feel Yeah, familiar is the correct word, but you're not quite able to place it, of where you've heard it, how long ago, if you read it instead, or if it's, or maybe it's just something that you wish was familiar. You're not sure, but it's something about it does feel repeated to you.
I feel like I've heard this or something like it before, but I can't quite place it.
Pastiche will turn back to the book, scan the area surrounding that passage, see if there's anything that seems related at all.
Okay, perception.
While that happens, Chuman's gonna take a look at some of the books that are along the walls over on the left side.
Okay. Give me an investigation, one more investigation for you, Chuman. Let's see, for Pastiche and friends, there... Is it a 13? Okay. There is a... As you look around yourself, not on the stand, but on the floor next to the stand, just on top of... Oops, excuse me. Just on top of, like, one of the illumination runes. On the floor is a purple feather. It's solid purple. It's a deep purple, so like shades darker than royal. It's yeah, just laying down there, probably to your southeast. Chuman would be at 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. They're on the bookshelf there. You're just looking through the different titles, and one particular looks out of place. Like, the books are a standardized height and width, but there's this little tiny catalog stuffed between a couple two codices, and you pull it out. It's just this little small catalog. It is untitled, but you flip it open and start thumbing through it. It looks like it's noting demonic appearances throughout Khorzaire, dating back as long as the morning.
The morning of today?
No, the morning. M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. When Pastiche notices that feather, they're immediately gonna point down at it, command another scaly hand to lift it up, and take a closer look at it.
Okay. Investigation.
18.
Okay, so this is a feather. Feathers are epidermal growths that form a distinct outer I'm sorry. Distinct outer covering, or like a plumage on an avian, and also some non-avian things, like dinosaurs, raptors. This is fake. This is not a feather. This is a decorative, artificial, what's the word? Synthetic? Yeah. This was created, and it's not from an animal. It also seems clipped in such a manner that, like it's been shaped.
Okay. Pastiche is gonna snatch that feather from their own hand, hold it out, and kind of get the group's attention. I believe they beat us here.
Well, not surprising.
Well, at least that confirms who are also heading for the brazier.
Well, I suppose at least we won't have to worry too much about... Sorry, we won't have to worry much about them listening in if we... or following us through if we open this doorway.
Right, I suppose we'd better figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if she could do it, then no doubt we can too.
Mm-hmm.
You have any idea what that large book says, Pastiche?
Well, as I'm sure some of you have noticed, it seems to say just about everything. I'm not sure we'll find a hint here. At least, not an explicit one.
The only thing that I have is this journal? Logbook? Or at least it seems. Dating all the demonic appearances. Long ago, at least.
Does there seem to be any sort of order or structure to how these stories are being arranged, organized, as they move through the pages?
Make an intelligence check.
Okay, just raw intelligence.
Uh-huh.
A 18.
Okay. You spend some time looking at the tome and remembering what you've seen from these other pages, and at first glance, it doesn't seem to be an intentional arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
However, you do notice that as Pastiche flips forward, there's always a scribbling noise, and words are being written, and diagrams are being drawn, and runes are being inscribed. So it seems like it could be forward moving, from left to right.
Okay.
But you're not sure. Not like 100%, because you haven't flipped the other one. you flip the other way just as a test, and the words are already written. Yeah, looks like it's left to right, going forward. Some pages are already filled out as Pastiche flips to them. So it's not 100% consistent. Some pages are being written, some pages are already there, or already lettered. But yeah, that's the best pattern.
Is there any clue on the pages that would tell what time frame they're written about? If one of them mentions a long dead merchant king or a current one or something like that?
Let's see. You would what would you use for your point of reference?
If these pages are talking about ancient history or something within Twig's lifetime.
Okay. What Pastiche and Xalia are looking at currently doesn't seem like anything you know from what you've learned in the past. You did see in previous pages, like when you first got here, when Pastiche first got starting up. Oh, roll. Nah, don't roll anything. There was some stuff that on the page already that seemed like it could have been a few years ago. Not quite current, but looks like with the current writing is current-ish.
Okay.
If that answers your question.
Yeah.
Is it possible to go through the beginning or end of this book?
Xalia sticks her hand at the very end of the book, next to the wall.
So you know how like when you're like if there's like an overhead fan in the room, if you put your face like between like two pillows or like between like a couch cushion and like your blanket or something, you get that kind of like wind coming at you that dries your eyes out and stuff like that. You have to close. Maybe not. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, yeah, there's a breeze. There's a draft somewhere. I was gonna say that you feel that, but yeah, it's a steady kind of a steady gusty breeze that you feel where your hand is, Xalia.
Okay.
Certainly don't see why not. Seems we've already made progress. Pastiche is going to grab the page, keep turning.
Okay.
Sure.
Grab the page where the passage was, and then continue turning. What's the objective? Like, do you stop like at the next bookmark, or like how?
Yeah, they'd probably stop at the bookmark. Like
Okay.
the objective is to get to the end of the book, but
Okay.
the bookmark's pretty hard to miss. It
Alright.
seems.
There is another bookmark that you come up to in your process of turning the pages. These are hefty pages. It takes a certain amount of positioning for you to turn the page and not fall off the stand because the book is so large. So you and Xalia, between the two of you, you maneuver these pages, making sure not to rip or tear the already kind of worn, well-used pages anymore. And you get to the next book, and you find an interesting sight. It describes it is in the middle of being written, and it's just a few words up near Xalia at the top of the page. It reads, "And then they turn the page," and it stops.
On this specific page, Pastiche is going to look for just some empty space on the page, point a claw at it, write in a few words. The quick brown fox.
The book finishes your sentence. With jumped over the lazy brown dog. There is a slam of a period. Just puffs of golden glitter go everywhere. And it underlines it. And then there's more scribbling noises, and then the sentence disappears as if it is being like abrasively removed, and the dust of your carbons or your paint, whatever you wrote it on, falls at your feet.
Pastiche just nods, keeps turning pages.
Alright. Eventually you get to the end of the book. Wait. Huh? I heard wait?
No, you can go.
Okay.
Sorry.
Eventually you get to the end of the book. And there are no more pages to turn. There is only the hard back cover, this well-used leathery feel. It's empty.
I'm assuming this is like flush with the wall.
You can check.
Well, we'll try to wipe some claws in there then.
Don't mind if I do. You wedge your claws back in there and you try to heft the book's cover. You can feel a breeze, like a wind, and it kind of sucks the cover back. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Okay. Solid 8.
All right. You go to try to move the book towards you and pull your arms. Sure, there's something behind the book. You almost lose your footing and stumble back off the stand. This may be a 2 or more person job. You guys watch as Pastiche almost falls. Doing the whole wiggle wobble, arms flailing in the air, about the heel on the stand.
Well, there's certainly some give. Twig, do you still have that device you use?
Twig pulls the crowbar out of his backpack as if he's been looking for an excuse to do it.
1,000 points to everybody for calling it a device.
What do you mean? It's a device.
Yep.
It's a doohickey.
You're not wrong. Actually, let me write that down. 1,000 points to everybody. That's
Would you
gonna
like to
be.
do the honors?
Well, it looks simple enough. Why not? Pastiche will reach down, take the crowbar from Twig's hand.
Okay.
Twig will be silently judging their technique.
All right. Strength check with advantage.
Pastiche
Yeah.
rolls their shoulders, and grips the crowbar in both hands, wedges it deep in there. Gives it a good push.
Wedge it in, give it a good old pry, and then lurching backward and maneuvering yourself in the same motion to where you're not knocked off the edge. Xalia has scuttled to the other side of the book now that all of the pages are on that side.
Yeah.
You bring the end of the book towards you and move it around. You peek your head around while you still got the leverage, and you reveal a heartening sight. There's an arch and a walkway that lead up to a ramp that turns to stairs. You haven't quite closed the book yet, but you can see behind it. There is something behind it.
Well, there's certainly a path through here.
Is there like enough space for us to fit through?
Yes.
Well, if there's a path, there's only one thing to do. Is there anything else we wanted to do here before we went?
Around you.
It scuttles down the face of the book.
Yeah. If you need a primer of what's in the room, let me know.
As much as I'm sure there's incredibly useful information in this room, I don't think we have the luxury of time.
Besides, we all have our passes. We can simply come back.
Of course. Well, this was a lot more straightforward than I expected it to be. Though I can't say I'm complaining. Okay, that kind of moves up to where the climbs up to our pastiches.
Okay. Yeah, you can all see that this ramp is bathed in this gentle turquoise light. It's like walking into a poorly lit Spencer's. Pastiche has graciously levered enough of the book where you all can slip between the wall and then into this ramp. What would you like to do?
Squeeze in, literally flatten myself a little bit to get in.
Xalia takes the initiative, squeezes, flattens herself, and just rings herself through the through the opening.
I'll go last. I've seen through to the other side. If anything strange should happen behind you all, I'll still be able to follow. Hopefully.
Okay.
And Twig will follow in behind Xalia.
Caleb will also go through.
Chuman will be after Makayla.
After Chuman goes through, Pastiche is going to wait a couple beats, see if they notice anything strange at all.
Perception. Nothing happens. Seems good.
And follow right behind them.
Alright. As you lever yourself past the book cover, going behind the stories in the recorded, or in the recounting of the world, you safely make it past all of you, and there's a soft as the book rests back against the wall again. You can hear the whispering of pages as they go back, and the book reopens itself to a random page behind you. The ramp is clean. There's nothing really on it. Stone gently slopes up. There is a door ahead of you at the end of the ramp. You can hear a little bit of bickering. You can see in the dim light a couple floating silhouettes. Chuman, you can see this easily because because you're the only one that has dark vision? Right. Yeah, Chuman, you can see this easily because you have dark vision. It's two open floating tomes. But we can't hear what where the noise is coming from, but it sounds like talking. And that's ahead of you at a slight incline in front of the door. This is the scene that I forgot to create.
Can we hear what they're talking about?
If you steady yourself for a moment, yeah, you can. You guys can roll perception. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, you guys can. The DC was 15, so yeah, you guys can hear it, and then the two that can hear it can relay to the rest of the group. The books the books appear to be arguing. with each other. They're heaving insults upon each other's literature. Just, you're boring, no one wants to read you. Now, that's ridiculous. And they're going at it like that.
Well, whatever's up there doesn't sound dangerous.
Not yet, anyways.
Think we should go say hi, or would it be better to just leave them to it?
Well, Chuman, you can see here, yes?
Yes, I can. Doesn't seem like an issue for us. They're arguing to each other, at least. But
Actually, here, I'll give you this scene just for a visual aid. We'll just reuse this. Book. We're using tools and functions. All right, so here's the ramp. And oh yeah, it's blue.
Nice.
I was going to say, are they doing like anything in particular? Like, of course they're arguing, but like, is there any like sudden movements that they're doing or anything like that?
Now that you watch them for a moment, they are moving a lot. They're flapping and floating around. They're animated. It looks like they're if books could fight each other genuinely, they're fighting. One of them slams the corner of its spine into the page of another one. There's no yelp of pain, but yeah.
It seems like they are just arguing against each other, but don't see any harm in that.
Well, either way, back isn't an option, and I don't see all 5 of us sneaking past them. Let's carry on, and if they happen to notice us, we'll deal with them.
Pastiche says ominously.
Hopefully they'll just be too occupied in their argument and just pass.
In that case, I'm sure they wouldn't be able to see me, considering circumstances. Give me a sign if I need to fire off my arrow.
They might not rely on regular sight, Chuman. But sure,
Right.
be careful. Yep, I guess we continue forward.
Okay. Are you proceeding as a group or just Chuman?
They will follow him.
I would just keep going.
Yeah, as a
I'll
group.
just be holding on to whoever's in front of me.
Alright. Twig, you grab a hold of Makayla's mantle and fall in line behind her as everyone moves forward. In the dimly lit area, and as you get closer, everyone can see that indeed it's 2 books. And as you get closer, by golly, they're spewing some filth at each other. They're talking some smack. No one wants to read you. Your pages are littered with imperfections and contractions. Ugh. As you get closer, one of them fires back with, "What? How dare you? You don't even know why people read books." And it's at that moment where your presence is sensed. The group of you are in front of these books, in front of this door. The door is partially open. And then the books position themselves, question mark, towards you. That they're the pages of their books are now facing your group. And
they make the skin of her face like flake off like pages.
Okay. They seem to regard you. There's no response at all. Probably for the first time ever in some kind of being. No response at all to Xalia's shape-changing. And they say in unison, "Do you?"
Do we?
Seems we have their attention now.
Pastiche will take a few steps forward. We do, yes.
Oh. The books close, then open a bit. Some kind of book thing, you're not sure. Well, okay then. He doesn't! Point and laugh at this one. The book on the left says. The other book.
If we could... Oh, sorry.
the other book, like, fans its pages in mirth.
Well, if we could just pass right through. We're in a bit of a hurry. It would be greatly appreciated.
Ha! You see? I told you were boring. They don't want to read you either. Go on, go ahead.
Okay,
thank you.
Try and go ahead. Much appreciated.
Alright. As you head up to the ramp, what's the word? Whatever, you walk past the books. Yeah. And towards the door, door's ajar. You collide with something. There's like a thong, and Pastiche, for the second time, you run into something. Makayla as well. You also you walk back. You don't take any damage, but your face probably hurts.
Turns to the book. Is this another barrier?
Barrier? No. It's not a barrier. It's a door. You're surely... then the other book...
Can you open the door?
The other book
Please?
chimes up. Well, surely you're not a dictionary. Otherwise you would know a door is a kind of barrier. Foolish. Do you know what that means either? It's not even a door. The office... this one's correct. That is a barrier. It's not a door. Foolish.
Can you open this door for us?
The book turns towards you and flaps its pages. No, it's not a door. And it's not open, it's ajar.
Well, then how will we be able to pass through?
The book turns towards you. Give me What's your insight? Your passive insight.
15.
Okay, that's. What is the DC for understanding a book? The roll insight, please. All right, the book turns towards you. It doesn't do anything and just floats there. It's a book. You're not sure what it means by this. But it follows up with crap. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
How would we be able to pass through?
Oh, okay. So the book responds, "Well, you'll move it, of course."
As soon as it says that, Pastiche will just reach out toward the barrier and try to push it.
It feels like you're pushing something large, heavy, and does not have the dimensions of a door. In fact, you come into contact with the barrier before you actually come in contact with the door.
I see.
Yep. But there it remains. The door tantalizingly ajar.
Should I bring out the device again, Pastiche?
I'm not sure it will help with this one. Our library cards got us through the last one. Though I'm not sure this is quite the same thing. Pastiche sort of shuffles through a bag, looking for their library card. Pulls it out, holds it up to the barrier.
Okay. No response.
Not this time, I suppose.
I'm sure there has to be more involved if there are two books standing, at least floating in front of a barrier.
The door remains ajar.
Xalia, minor illusions ajar in the door, like where it's open. It's just a jar holding it open now.
Yeah, can we open its lid?
Yeah.
Xalia opens the lid.
All right. You guys watch. The rest of the party watches as Xalia minor illusions like a glass jar with a lid on it in front of Pastiche, and then Xalia pushes forward past the books that are arguing over why people read books. And Xalia confidently reaches forward towards the top of the slightly open door and feels around. It grasps, or sorry, Xalia, you feel like you, in your mind's eye, have a hold of some kind of lid, and you open it up, and the door that was ajar shimmers away.
Mm-hmm.
In your hand, Xalia, you pull back, and you have in your hand a small little mason jar. Holds about
She compares it to her illusion, like kneels down. Just gotta get it right.
Yeah, you modify your illusion to match it. It's different,
Yeah.
shaped differently. This one holds about, just holds a pint or two. Just hand size.
She'll straighten up and give the rest of the party a thumbs up.
Brother.
Well, that... I don't think I understand, but okay. If it works.
was a jar, Makayla.
No, I understand that, but why? It doesn't matter. Let's go. Kayla just shakes her head.
Xalia just kind of presents the physical jar to Makayla.
Like,
She
pinches the
opens-
bridge
she
of her
opens the-
nose.
She pulls out the lid, she puts it back, she pulls out the lid, she puts it back.
Yes, I get it. And just is pinching her, the brow of her nose, just looking down, shaking her head.
As Makayla walks away, for everyone behind her, Xalia minor illusions her, like, the top of her head as a jar lid.
Chuman stifles a laugh.
Let's try to keep that one closed.
Xalia makes the illusion crack open a little bit, and then puts it back.
Rude.
You walk past the books that are arguing, and it looks like they've now decided on a couple topics that to expand upon. So they've decided that one book decides that people read books to imagine new experiences and live vicariously through the passages on the tome, and then the other one says no, people read books to learn new knowledge learn new knowledge and be challenged as a reader. To which the book on the left responds coyly, well then what about smut? And you are continuing on going up the stairs. So, congratulations. You make it past the door that is ajar. And as you move up the ramp, there's many steps. Many stairs. You go up flight after flight. There's so many. You are elevating yourselves very high. The wind you're starting to get like a little winded as you run up these stairs trying to catch up with the group that got here before you. It's difficult to tell how many steps remain due to the staircase kind of twists around and around on itself. There's no handrails or any other assistance to ease the climb. Just relentless, rough walls and steep stairs and stone around you. Looks like as you go up this staircase, this unending staircase, there are a couple art pieces and reliefs carved into the stone. There are a few old-looking engravings. There is a very large glowing rune that briefly illuminates the steps as you come past it. It is a bright yellow, depicted with a very small circle in the center, also yellow, and it is on the sides has a wavy curve line, kind of like a period in the middle of two wrapped parentheses. There's lots of volume to this rune, and it's bright yellow. You're running up the stairs. It is to your right on the wall, where your staircase is flush against. What would you like to do?
When Pastiche comes to that rune, they're just going to place a hand on it.
Okay. Roll a Constitution save.
Cool.
Okay.
22.
Nice. There is a bright flash that flashbangs all of you and illuminates the entire area. You're unharmed, undisturbed. The room remains glowing. Nothing happened aside from that.
Keep an eye out for similar runes, I suppose.
What did that do exactly?
Well, it didn't hurt. But who knows what others could do.
Touch first and ask questions later. Be careful that you don't end up as the same as the pyramids.
Oh, relax. We're all here together, and nothing is harassing us. Better to find out now.
Right. Where are we anyway?
Judging by these stairs, some sort of tower.
I suppose that we're at least heading in the right direction to get to the brazier, but it's been quite a while since we've been climbing these stairs.
Well, should the sky begin to fall away, I believe we simply keep climbing.
I believe that is our only choice.
Yeah, right you are. Well, so long as we're not ambushed, it might as well keep moving.
As you guys continue running up the stairs, blop 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 blop, spirals around this dizzying height that you are now at, until you come to something that prevents your progress. There are no more stairs. As you climb up these steps of stone, they fall off just immediately. There's nothing else. As you get onto this last landing step, and you look around, there is the land of Khorzaire below you. You can see Zozo, many a drop that you would surely reach terminal velocity at before you landed. You can see the dunes of sand. You can see Lampshade not too terribly far away. You are suddenly in open air with just a flash. Just to your right, hanging in the air, is another one of those crazy-looking runes. Below the rune is an empty, gray, translucent crystal. You can no longer go up.
There is actually just nothing there. It's not just like opaque. It's like Makayla would drop a stone, see if it actually would like fall all the way down.
You grab a stone and you wing it forward. It bounces off of something unseen and careens back sorry, it like ricochets off to the left and it drops. But it bounces off of something unseen.
Drops as in like there is a floor?
Yeah, it crashes against something many times. You hear the rock
just falling downstairs. Okay. Oh.
And there your group is on this one step.
Mm-hmm. It seems like a bit of a visual illusion.
This is like what was written in the book about the king that kept climbing. We don't have much of a choice. We can't exactly turn back.
Suppose not. Do you think that rune does anything?
Well, I'm sure it does something, but I'm not sure it would be a good idea to touch it.
Zalia's gonna be like pawing at the air for like spider climb surfaces.
Okay. Yeah, you make contact with surfaces, Xalia. In your immediate location, you feel stone, like this rough, gravelly texture. As you slowly test the way forward, it feels smoother, more rigid, more like constructed with a different kind of feel to it. Very cold to the touch.
We'll try to climb on it, see what happens.
Okay. You guys watch as Xalia climbs. Are you going like up immediately to your right, or are you climbing forward? Okay, to the right. All right. You guys watch as Xalia starts ascending on a wall unseen with her spider climb. She's holding on to nothing as she ascends. Xalia, the wall is very cold to the touch, but smooth. It's been made in such a way where there's no like divots or like crevices or anything between the pieces that you're climbing on that would suggest it's different like rocks held together. So smooth, completely sheer wall. No handholds or anything like that until bonk, you hit your head on something.
Chill, hands up, try to climb on that.
Okay. You climb up, climb around, and it feels like you're on. Xalia is very smart. It feels like you're on another set of spiral staircase, and below you, the group, you do not see Xalia anymore. She's gone.
She sits down, tries to stick her head back out.
There she is.
She waves at you. Pull her head back.
Makayla would just carefully, at least at first, try and move up these kind of unviewable stairway.
Okay.
And like move as if feel with their staff like where the steps are, and then just kind of start moving up it.
All right. Going very slowly, feeling with your staff to get.
Well, I think like once she gets like used to it, it wouldn't be that slow. But
okay.
Just at first, just making sure there are actual steps.
All right. There are actual steps as you make your slow ascent. As you start going a little bit faster, I need a dexterity check.
Okay.
Made out of ice.
Just like a raw dexterity
Yes, please.
save check.
Yeah, it'll be a check.
13.
You climbing stairs that you cannot see is extremely difficult. You trip. You don't really take any damage, just bonk, you're prone for a bit, and then you get back up. It looks like climbing this while you can't see it is going to be very difficult, or at least time consuming, but doable. Xalia, from your location, you can see a bit of light that differs from the turquoise dim that you've been seeing so far. It's much further up, but it kind of refracts off the walls to where you can see.
Interesting. She's... She doesn't have any kind of rope. She's just gonna probably look back, wave at the party, and then just kind of point ahead, and then get her up. She'll be on the ceiling, though. No one looks at the ceiling.
Never.
Never.
It's not a thing. Ceilings don't exist. As you climb on this unexisting ceiling. So you're like climbing on the underside of the stairs? Alright, cool, got it. Party ahead, you watch as Makayla braves the stairs. She walks past the this the rune to your right into just the expanse of Khorzaire, walking up this invisible staircase. Zozo below you. You can see the God Emperor of Coffee from here. No, you can't.
I guess Pastiche is just gonna place a hand on one of the walls, kind of get their bearings, and start ascending behind Makayla.
Okay. Dexterity check for you too. Plop. It's slow going. I trip a couple times, almost fall flat on your face, almost fall off the stairs. You fall in such a way where your left arm does not make contact with any kind of ground. So as you trip and your body is splayed out over these cool, smooth steps, there's a moment where you tense up and your blood runs cold, where your arm is dangling down into nothingness. Only the sands below you only visible as you are now climbing nothing.
Pastiche will sort of gather themselves, take a look back down the stairs, lock eyes with Twig. Perhaps we need a better plan for this.
Well, do you have any suggestions?
Pastiche, kind of like seated on the stairs now, starts ruffling through their bag. I do have quite a lot of ink. No great way to spread it, really, but pulls out an ink bottle, tries to drip a little bit onto the stairs, just to see if it leaves like a visible coating.
Is this your like arcane ink, or is it regular ink?
This is regular ink.
Okay. Dang, you do have a lot of ink. Let's see what happens. Yeah, as you drip some ink and pour it out of a bottle, it like a pure, unblemished white piece of paper. Pastiche, introducing a single black spot of ink, and indeed becomes a puddle, and it absorbs into the rest of this invisible parchment, and some stairs around you are revealed in their inkiness now. You can see the stairs are metallic, even though they're covered in ink, I guess. So you've at least got some footing underneath you into your immediate descent, into your immediate ascent, as Makayla's climbing forward some more.
Good thinking.
Sure, it shouldn't be too bad as long as we follow Makayla.
Yes, I'd love to save some of this ink, but I believe this ascent is our priority. Pastiche will pull out a few bottles, just kind of one at a time, let little bits of ink drip out as they slowly ascend.
Okay. Yeah, in this manner, you and everybody else, Makayla included, you're able to ascend without tripping or falling over yourselves or any kind of else stuff. Xalia, you reach a point where the spiral stops and you move towards, and like you can climb on top of it. In fact, that's how you find out the spiral stops. You climb on top of it, and you can see an archway, an open archway, where there's strong flickers of firelight visible. The spiral stops, goes towards the middle, and then goes up towards this archway in the middle. You look down, and you can see your party mates have found some kind of way to ascend.
Few of the people. She's probably gonna sit then and check out where the light are different.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm sorry, say it again?
Did she get to the point where the light was different?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
There's an open
I'm
archway.
gonna hang it up.
Okay.
Open what?
There's an open archway. They're like where a door would be, but there's no door.
Oh, right. Okay. She'll sneak a look through.
Okay, I need a stealth check.
I don't know if she has invisibility. So she's also on the ceiling. She's gonna stay on the ceiling.
Regular stealth check.
Okay.
Dang. A 20 dose? Okay. Yeah.
It's being on the ceiling.
Yeah, that's a stout on the ceiling stealth check. There's some stuff up here. When Xalia looks in, the music changes. Let's see here. So, at the top of the steps, at the top of the staircase, you climb around and on the ceiling. There's an open archway that you peek through. There's firelight everywhere. It's flickering up through. And as you race up to the top and view what lies before you, let's see here. Let's put people on the next section. There is... Whoop, the books aren't here. Can I hear books? Alright, movie here. Activate. So, the telescope from the observatory, I forget if Xalia peeked through, but regardless, as you're peeking up, taking in the scene, people are coming up behind you soon. So the telescope from the observatory did this scene no justice. The enclosed room has an ocean of pictographs, the lines of each interweaving with each other on the ceiling. Dragons, phoenixes, fire, knights, souls, water, and demons. All of it interwoven on the ceiling. It's reflected as well in the shallow, ankle-high water that covers most of the clay floor. There's flags and tapestries depicting massive clockwork dragonflies that hang from the walls and ceiling. Small shark head fountains line the baseboards, with clean water trickling from their sharp maws. Above water are two rounded platforms, a large semicircle against a wall that your walkway connects with. It is carved and heavily painted with burnt oranges, depicting a vibrant sun rimmed with fires and pots. It connects to a raised circular platform in the middle of the room. Ornate carvings riddle this platform. Though you're here, you're unable to make out what it displays, even though you're on the ceiling, or looking at it from slightly above. It too is ringed by pyres that flare with heat, and two of them are extinguished. Around the room is a gaggle of assorted individuals, their chests heaving from the climb, looking toward the center. Among them are two individuals that stick out. One of them is a muscle-bound golden dragonborn that with like horns cresting backwards from his cheeks and eyes. He's wearing a leather cowboy hat with animal teeth peppering the brim. He's armed with a rapier that stands at the edge of the large semicircle platform. In the middle platform stands a student. You've had several run-ins across the continent.
No way.
She's here.
She is here.
Adorned in her characteristic purple to white gradient feathered cloak. She stands there next to this large cauldron or basin, holding a smoldering book in her left hand, and murmuring in her right hand, coils a flicker of ignition. As you take in this scene, Xalia, roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. You sense your allies and hear them coming up behind you.
She's going to minor illusion a feather.
With a quick noise, but strong voice, and with a waggle of your fingers behind you, you bring this apparition of feather. As your party climbs up inky stairs.
No, it literally just a feather, not feather herself.
Oh, a feather, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, retcon. Pastiche, Twig, Chuman, Makayla, as you climb. Well, actually, that would be Makayla, Pastiche, Twig, Chuman in that order. As you climb, you see this. Something like that. You see this illusion of this large feather in front of you, brought about by Xalia as you make your way up.
As soon as Pastiche notices the feather, they're going to pick up the pace a bit.
Makayla's just gonna be sort of repeatedly re-upping. I hear the blessing.
Yeah,
As she sort of gets the reaches the top of the stairs.
What's the
Yeah,
verbal
every-
incantation for Aid's blessing?
Oh, it is verbal.
What cool move name do you say?
Give me a couple seconds and I'll come back.
Alright, go ahead, Chuman.
Oh, while that's happening, Chuman pulls out his bow and gets ready.
Okay. It is brightly lit here. There's enough fire. So seeing is easy. You're able to clearly see all these people. It might get a little bit dark in like a corner somewhere, but yeah.
The incantation, I guess, for Makayla would just be may I guide my strikes.
Cool. Xalia, you can see Feather's right hand drawing and tracing red sigils in the air.
It's gonna minor illusion. One of the sigils very slightly different. Like you got it just a little bit wrong. One of the ones he's not looking at.
What's the range on minor illusion? 30 feet?
If it's 30 feet, that's fucked up. It's probably 30 feet. It is in fact 30 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't quite get in there.
She'll very quietly climb on the ceiling to like over here, and then do it.
Okay. Doing this would give away your presence, and you would know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone else do something before she does this, because she wants to do it.
Yeah, you see a gleam of mischief
In Xalia's eyes.
in
all three
Xalia's
of them.
eyes. Yeah, as she carefully climbs the underside of the archway and goes up to the ceiling, weaves through a couple dragonfly tapestries, and is climbing closer to the middle circle. Her spellcasting fingers flexing. You probably have. In fact, go you 5 roll initiative just for this. To see I don't know what I'm tracking, but I just wanted to see. Actually, no, that was stupid. Never mind. There's no initiative. Never mind. Just you see this happening. You know you have a limited amount of time before Xalia does something. But you're all kind of like in this archway, and you see this scene before you. Xalia's moving.
Pastiche just sort of squares up in the archway, watches the scene, watches Xalia make her move, waits to see what happens.
Okay.
I think Twig is gonna try to toss one of his coins to distract them. Maybe they have less of a chance of seeing Xalia.
Okay. You just take out a piece of silver or gold or something. And then huck it, yeah. Oh, we're casting a spell?
Yeah.
Okay. You take out a gold piece and flip it, like kind of tut it between your talons, and then give it a hefty flick. Shing! There's the sound of flicking the gold coin, your talon hitting metal. Ting! Echoes around the room. Where does it go?
Right there.
Right there. Alright. Ding ding. Let's see here. When you cast a spell, your Harlequin coin lights up as if under the effect of a light spell. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of the coin must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be distracted. While distracted, your creature has disadvantage on wisdom perception checks using wisdom and initiative rolls. So I imagine that is everybody but your own cohorts.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, I'm just going to roll 1 for all the goons.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a lot of rolls.
To be fair, if other people are alerting the mob, Xalia's objective is going to change from mischief to doing shit.
Okay. Let's see here. And for this one, what is this, idiots? Oh wow, he really is. 20 plus Uno. Right? Right. Wait, what? Who did I select? Bear is not on this map.
Question mark?
Feather, wisdom. Alright.
Ooh, shiny.
There is a... Only Feather is distracted. As everyone is focused on watching Feather like coil and kind of toy with this fire. Xalia, are you also you're creating distracting runes?
No, given that Twig has done something, she's gone from trying to troll Feather to it worked so well the first time. She will. How high up on the ceiling is she?
This is a 20-foot ceiling. The door you came through is like 9 feet clearance, and then it goes up a lot. So that way the large tapestries that are hanging from the ceiling are visible and close enough to make out what they depict, but they're not interfering with anybody's walk.
Can she like go over here, drop down?
Yeah.
Okay, to just take a little bit less damage. Alright, because she's gonna have some fun.
Okay.
Which is to say, her definition of fun. Which is to say, those are all very nicely clumped up, aren't they?
Could be.
Very nice and clumped up. That seems most appropriate.
Let me think for a sec.
She'll drop down and then cast it. So full damage before concentration.
Okay. Let's see. That's a 90 foot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we can call it a surprise round. That's fine. Let's see. There's the ting as everyone else is so focused on watching this this college student hold this book and cast some kind of weird, like very old arcane fire spell. Right as she is about to complete the sigil, she completes the last sigil and grabs a little ball of sphere of fire out of the air, and she raises her hand, and it looks like she's about to slam it down in the brazier. And then there's the echoing ting, 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 ting. Bloop, as a gold piece hits the ground. Feather turns around. What was that? She's looking at the glowing, holding the fire in her hands, as tentacles suddenly erupt and sprout out of nowhere, slurping a bunch of people. And let's see here. These guys need a saving throw.
Yep.
Bink. Bink. Wait, is it? Wait. It's when they start.
Yeah, it's when they start their turn, but
Okay.
still. You can say there's a preemptive if you want.
What else happens? 20-foot square. It's difficult terrain. It's not like Hadar's thing where it creates
They can
where
see.
it creates darkness, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not obscured or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. I will mark this idiot as restrained, and then I'll wait for these other two.
Okay.
But they're not restrained until their turn actually comes up.
Okay.
So, Feather looks towards the coin, sees these tentacles erupt out of nowhere and start battering these blokes. Then she... everyone turns towards the door and gets ready to kick you guys' butts. Let's see here. How do I get her to roll with disadvantage? Can I do it from here? Ooh. We're gonna roll her first. Go ahead and roll initiative, guys. Oh wow, she got a natural 20. Reroll.
Oh, do we need to reroll initiative?
Yeah, I cleared the combat. The initiative
Okay.
was just like between you guys. I was like, no, that's stupid.
Okay.
Alright. Feather turns around and she sees you plural, sighs, and just mutters, "No way." Let's roll some NPCs.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of points.
Nice.
She mutters, "No way. Are you serious? I've worked so hard to get to this point. Reports, research, sneaking, stealing, killing, helping Professor Monica's stupid immortality project just to get the reward promised me, and you're going to be here and mess with me one more time? No. No, not when I'm so close. Everybody, kick their asses." Twig, you are the first ass to be kicked.
We'll see about that.
Or you have the opportunity to, so I said that wrong. Twig, you had the opportunity to kick the first ass.
This first ass is mine. Where's this mage dude? Oh, he's inside the tentacles.
Yeah, there's a couple people that look magically inclined. You're in magic school after all.
It is true. Let me just check one thing real quick.
Okay. As you all look, a bunch of gray-cloaked individuals wearing bone masks take out various implements of stabbing. There's a couple daggers, there's a scimitar coming out, there's a saber, a couple of them brandish wands and dramatically unfurl their cloaks to the side with a wave of their hands. There's a big dude with a big sword standing near the water. There's a familiar-looking golden dragonborn who looks rootin' and also tootin'. He sees you all and puts up his hands.
Like fists or in surrender?
In like common surrender motion, puts up his hands, palms out to you.
Twig is just gonna steady his aim and try taking a shot at the mage right in front of this mysterious gold dragonborn.
Okay. Please forgive me, you're gonna have to get out from behind two of your companions, or it'll be very tricky to get them.
Okay.
He's landed trick shots easy.
If only you weren't taking up the entire archway.
He's just gonna spread out a bit.
Okay. Pop, plop, 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 but you go in the water, and...
Yeah, and then I'll take a pot shot at the mage.
Okay. Does not hit.
That was a warning shot.
You also suffer 1 damage.
What does it feel like?
You suffer 1 damage as there's a sudden pain in your ankles, and you look down and you see the fountain that is spewing water contorts away from your body with a piece of you in its mouth.
How about that? I can still take one. I can still take 1 step away from that fountain.
Okay.
And then with his bonus action, Twig's gonna cast another spell.
Okay. Slapdash.
The motions aren't perfect, but it's good enough to get the daggers flying around him.
Okay. Little spiral dagger action. You quickly pull a thread and entwine each dagger that starts spilling out of your pack with a bit of a magical pep, and they start spiraling around you. Cool.
That'll be it for Twig.
Alright, let's see here. So this Drow Mage is going to roll a dexterity save because there's a lot of tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Plenty of tentacles. Dexterity saving throw. What's the DC?
More than 8.
Doesn't make it at all. Alright. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's 3d6, yeah?
Yikes!
Crunch.
This one raises up his hands, palm down and cupped, and begins chanting a spell, and then ow! It's just slapped by a tentacle across the mouth.
Given that they're now restrained, that implies the tentacle is now like being a gag.
Yeah, slaps and just starts coiling around his ankles and his collar, holding him fast. Let's see here. It's a strength check to get out. Is that true?
I think so. Let me double check. Yeah, or strength or dexterity. It's choice.
Okay. Okay. This one is going to hurl. Is it 60 feet? No, that's not 60 feet. That's annoying. To a point of your choice within range. Okay. This one steadies themselves and starts rolling a pink-colored spell within their hands. They mutter out, "Loth, bind them!" And there is a warbling mass that speeds towards Makayla as they lob it through the air. It expands with a like a thronging noise, and by golly, they cast web.
By golly.
Let's see here. Yeah, right there. And can't move. So, let's see here.
Is this web, because this is really important, is this web like on the ground, or is this sort of like currently kind of in suspended from like the air?
It throngs out and grabs a hold of one of the tapestries floating in the not floating, tied to the ceiling. So it tethers there, and then it tethers on the ground, and then it wraps around to cover part of the doorway.
Okay.
Where is this guy? This one? Yeah, okay. This one is going to run towards Xalia? Takes
That's a very
out.
far run.
Yeah, he dashes. Oh, wait. Yeah, 60 feet. He dashes over towards you, pulling out a dagger, and pulls out a second dagger. Just runs gleefully towards you, Xalia, brandishing them. That's all they do, though. Feather.
She waved at him.
It's meant with a like this feral grunting.
Mm-hmm.
Feather does something interesting. She takes out this strange implement that perhaps only Xalia has seen before. It begins in her hand with the stock of a crossbow, but there's this ratchet and pulley, like but the ratchet and pulley system of a crossbow is replaced with a short metal tube. It resembles like a hollow wand. There's an engraving on the side. She takes a step, and then she looks at Pastiche, and she spins the tube in her hand, and there is this loud, cacophonic explosion as she shoots you with a gun.
What the fuck?
Does a 15 hit?
Matching armor class misses, right?
Matching armor class
No.
hits.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Alright. Pastiche, following this explosion, is an immediate sharp pain in your right shoulder. You look down as you're taken a couple stumbling steps back into the archway against the metal, and you look down. It's very quickly becoming a pool of blood on your clothing. As you take 14 necrotic damage, there's a shock, and just it kind of zums your essence. And she yells out, Do you realize how close I am? Whatever. Everyone, That one dies first. I warned you. I warned you to leave and go away. I warned you to bugger off. But you didn't learn your lesson. And that's your turn. Which brings us to Makayla. I need a dexterity save throw for web.
Did the Darkling not go, or are they distracted?
I think it was the Darkling that ran at me.
Yeah, right at you.
Oh, okay. Alright. Dex saving throw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 10.
Sticky web. You're caught in Lolth's sweet, enrapturing embrace as a spider's silky web is like sticks to you and contorts. It's slightly warm, almost like burning hot, but like it's uncomfortable. It doesn't do any damage.
Mm-hmm.
You are restrained.
Makayla clicks her tongue and then will go and cast her own web on these fellows.
Okay. Just one save for the goons.
It's not right.
Oh, well, dang it! It's not when it. It's not when it casts. I hate this spell.
Yeah. And then we'll bonus action magic stones, and then we'll call out to Feather. What do you even gain from all of this?
Oh, that's why.
Why go through all this trouble? And that's our turn.
Let's see here. The gold dragonborn needs to. Oh, we'll do it on his turn. Let's see here. These losers.
Where's Makayla's web?
It is
right here.
This one.
10.
Okay, it literally just
You're good.
spawned in for me. It literally just spawned in.
This one is going to. This one is restrained. Let's see here. This one takes damage from Avard's black tentacles.
Sure, it's gonna take some fun damage.
Oof.
Owie.
Squishy.
Let's see here. And with a ghostly shimmer of gossamer, they leave the web. Sorry, they leave the tentacles. And
That's cheating.
I agree.
Reappear next to Feather as they cast Misty Step. And then they brandish a quarterstaff and begin chanting another spell, but that's it. They'll grunt in Feather's direction, and then she gestures frustratedly towards Pastiche. This one takes 13 damage from tentacles, and is restrained. Wait, no, this one does not. It's half as much, right? If they succeed.
I think it's just no damage if they succeed.
Yeah.
They are in difficult terrain.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just if they fail the check and they are restrained, they're gonna take like 66 guaranteed and can still be stuck.
Okay. All right. Then this one will heave out a sword. And
That being...
Huh?
Oh, wait, no, yeah. I remember we were doing the saves earlier.
yeah, just these two.
Yeah.
This one heaves out a very large sword. A sword. And it looks super bloody. And it cleaves at some tentacles, battering them back as it takes a backward step out of the pit of tents, the pit of tentacles, and then looks over. And let's see here. They would be able to move that far. And runs towards Xalia using their dash action. You just hear above the water splashing, kill! Somehow, this is reminiscent of a previous adventure Xalia has had. The way these people are behaving, their garments, their raiments.
Yep.
This one is going to try and cut themselves free from the web. It's a strength check, right? Strength. Each creature. Strength check against your spell DC. Okay, yeah, just double check. Ability check. Stuck in the web, caught up. Let's see here. The Dragonborn. Let's see, did we roll for him yet? No. The Dragonborn.
The one we've never seen before in our life.
I mean, no, you're familiar with this guy.
Yeah, that was sarcasm.
Let's see here. Dexterity for the web. A negative one, a natural one. That's hilarious. They still have their hands held up as the webbing just kind of flops over them like a net. Don't really know.
Argue that he's not even resisting.
They don't even move. And then they slowly go for their, like very slowly they go for this kind of like utility belt at their side, where their rapier is sheathed, and then they flip open a pouch and dig a couple claws into it, and then they just wait, with the other hand still held up. They're looking around, watching everybody move. This one... spell's DC is 16! We're caught! Restrained!
Yeah.
Web!
Web really webbing up this whole fight.
We're gonna try to get out of there. Unhand me! Says the Darkling in surprisingly eloquent speech from beneath the bone mask. As they take out their daggers and cut the strands, slice it up, and get out of there. And then run towards Makayla, Pastiche, and Chuman. And then see another web. And then growl menacingly. Which brings us to Pastiche. And Pastiche and Chuman. Pastiche, I need a dexterity save.
Yes, you do.
Against 14.
Easy.
Hey, you got it.
A solid 14.
Yeah.
Pastiche, profusely bleeding, surrounded by webs, manages to keep just enough of their wits about them. Clutches at their shoulder, looks across the room to Feather. Well, being nice still hasn't worked by now, so I suppose it's time to try being mean. They'll reach into the sky.
Oh no. Discord. So yeah, give it to me again.
Yeah. So Pastiche raises a claw, paints some runes in the air. A large blue-tinted inky portal appears over Feather's head, and from it descends a giant sphere.
Okay. Storm sphere. Zap zap.
It lashes bluish purple paint in every direction.
Alright, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that happens when it appears. So they take 2d6 bludgeoning damage, and it's difficult terrain because there's ink everywhere. Stormy ink.
And then from behind, an extra tendril of paint shoots straight towards Feather.
Zap zap? Leap from the center of the sphere toward one creature you choose. Okay. Make a ranged spell attack. Yikes, that hurts. That hits.
Pretty sure 22 hits.
Yeah, 22... Oh, let me check. Yeah, 22 hits.
Just barely grazes.
Oh, I think this is gonna... Okay, there we go.
Ouch.
A little bit of damage.
Yeah, zap!
Pastiche finishes painting the runes, mutters across the hall, "Good luck." Stumbles back through the doorway. And would attempt to retreat about 20 feet or so.
Okay. Going down the stairs?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Sure. Chuman, Pastiche moves behind you, holding their right side, or sorry, their right shoulder. What would you like to do?
As Chuman readies an arrow, he sees Pastiche stumbling back down the stairs. Patch yourself up, friend. We'll hold things down while you get yourself back to well health. And
Keep them off me.
Chuman then focuses and has a quick glance of the room as he fires off 3 arrows at... I can't see all the way on the corner. First arrow would be him, particularly firing at the mages.
Okay.
And after seeing this mage appear, he fired 2 arrows straight at the one next to Feather.
Okay. So this one is regular a regular roll. They're not restrained yet.
Okay.
A natural 20 just barely hits.
Nice.
Okay, so that is this one, so I'll just go ahead and roll him for now. So I don't get confused myself.
Okay, 10 damage. Nice.
Okay. Then
Takes the air.
would be
Calm down.
Another
Oh
one.
my
I
god.
just had to get the natural ones out the way.
Don't you have something for like the first like? Don't you have a bonus on like the first attack of a fight? By the way, that would have
Yeah.
It's the third attack.
Yeah, it's the third
Okay.
one.
Or he
so it's this
gains a
one.
third attack on the first round.
Okay.
And the third attack does
So-
extra damage. Yeah. So who's the
This-
second arrow going to?
It is both of them going to this.
Oh, okay.
That one. Next to Feather.
No. Oh. So the first one goes to this loser?
Yes.
Okay. And then the second one go over here. Go
Second
over
and third goes to one next
The
to
other
Feather.
losers.
here. Okay.
The
Yeah.
other loser.
Amazing roll damage. The 20 hits as well.
Okay. That is that. Oh, normal. Oops, I missed and rolled it again.
Sick. Quickly surveying the room and knocking arrow after arrow. You slam a shaft into this dude that's webs are encroaching around him, and then one that pops up next to Feather and looks to be casting in a direction towards Xalia is suddenly felled by two arrows. One of them impacts with a special little poof, little mini shockwave, and he crumples to the ground. Deadzo.
Last question. What's the rule about web if it's already down? Is it like just hard, difficult terrain?
It is difficult terrain. When you enter it, you have to make a dexterity saving throw, in addition to it being difficult terrain. If you fail it, you're restrained.
Okay. How did you say it was currently? Like it was sticking along the one of the tapestries?
It's stuck to a tapestry and then tethered to the ground, and it's kind of folded over on the archway. So to move into the room, you would have to get into the arch, or you would have to move through the web.
Okay, so it's like a net in a way.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. Now I'll save it. That'll be it for Chuman.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Feather is going to use a legendary action to talk trash. she yells out towards Makayla, "What do you mean, what do I get? I want to fly! I could be the greatest, most majestic bird possible! Of course I would do anything for that." And she levers the hollow barrel of her wand towards you, Makayla. You can
All of
get
this
anything.
echoing
If you get
through a
anything you
booming
wouldn't,
symphony of
wouldn't
thunder.
you?
Take my reaction. Say, there are a lot less murderous ways to learn that skill, by the way.
She goes, "Haven't heard of them." What'd you say, Pastiche?
Said all of that echoing through a booming symphony of thunder.
Oh yeah. Crackle, crackle.
Yeah, she's just getting zapped. I'm stuck in a web.
Yeah,
just yelling at each other.
Meanwhile, arrows just flying overhead.
What a great game. Alright, let's see here. This one. Boop, 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 boop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is going to grow a brain and then huck a dagger at Makayla.
Okay.
Oh wow!
It instantly gets stuck in the web right in front of us.
The point right in front of your face, Makayla. but it's held fast. They only have one attack.
It's a perfectly good explanation. He thought about attacking Pastiche instead.
Good luck. I'm behind 7 proxies.
Alright, this one's caught up in the web. We will also Misty Step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see here. That's it. Actually, where were we? Right here? Can I get to Makayla? He would have to make another dexterity save. Nah, we won't do that. The evil mage teleports here. Bam, bamps even, and then expands their palm with it. There's this crackle of electricity between the digits, which brings us to Xalia.
Hey, there's a guy in my face. I don't like that.
He's got 2 daggers, a bone mask, a gray cloak with a hood. It's bringing flashbacks.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I was gonna say, aren't you on the ceiling?
No, she fell.
You
dropped
fell?
down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had to drop concentration to cast the tentacles. Anyway, she's gonna just gather herself up and just kind of lunge from sitting from the ground with crystal extended.
Cool. 20 hits.
Okay.
Oh, you roll this with advantage.
Okay, I'll can I 26 enough?
You know what? Yeah. It explodes in a...
It needs to make a strength saving throw.
We'll see about that.
It basically doesn't flashbang me, or does it flashbang the mage?
Not on my watch. It doesn't have to make crap because it explodes into a shining burst of light.
Well, the question is, does it die before the damage, does the knockback, or does the knockback before it dies?
Didn't we have this exact same situation last time? I'm pretty sure we did. I remember this. Let's see here. The damage happens and then it gets shot back. But it's
That's
more
so fucked up.
I'm sorry, but it does hit the mage anyway.
Cool. That's
so
enough.
Constitution save, please.
Okay.
Flying colors. Alright. You evaporate this person. They explode into brown dust behind them. And a little crystal plops down into the shallow water next to you.
She's gonna kind of like dust herself off, look up at these guys, and just hiss.
Okay.
What's to say, like, these 2 idiots? I'm just gonna walk off this way.
Alright. I'm with it.
That's her turn.
Cool. At the end of your turn, Feather is going to use a legendary action to... let's see here. To talk trash, again.
Hey, more trash.
I mean... She yells out... she yells at, yeah, fly spells, whatever, but none of them can turn me into an actual bird. Not even one of this measure? Speaking of birds, she rolls her head towards Twig. levers her metallic wand. Bang! Does a 17 hit you?
Maybe. So that does hit a blade, and it will destroy one of them.
Okay.
It'll like parry the bullet.
Yeah, this terrible explosion that shakes the room, echoes all around, and then immediately you hear a ping as one of your blades is knocked far away. It sticks into the wall behind you, and it can no longer protect you. Let's see here. This one rolls against Avard's Black Tentacles.
Sure does.
Fails miserably. Please hurt him. Ouch. Alright. This one is going to... Let's see here. Alright, this one is going to position themselves around, and as one of the hooded bone mask fellows comes closer, he tags him, and this hooded masked fellow begins rising into the air as Fly is casted on him. Let's see here. So 10 feet and 10, 20, 30. Takes the long way around, I guess. 50. 60, flying in the air. Let's see here. What's the range on this? 60 feet. Okay. And then someone who was leaning against the wall, unseen in the shadows, there is a blur of motion as they run out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And from their hand is thrust a bunch of sparkles that careen forward and coalesce around Makayla and Chuman. And use you guys' dexterity saving throws as they cast Fairy Fire on you.
Do we make those disadvantaged, or do we even make them at all? I make them at all if I'm restrained?
Restrain does not impact dexterity. You have disadvantage.
Okay.
Strong 19.
16 still.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you succeed in overcoming the effects. This magic does not take hold of you. Which brings us back to the beginning of the round. Twig. The scene unfolds. There's creatures wearing bone masks and hoods running towards you with knives brandished on display. There's a large-looking person with a large sword. There's a person that rushes out from the shadows. Webs are flinging. There's tentacles going over. You hear the crackle of Tonitrus over towards Feather.
Twig's gonna reposition a bit and try to take a pot shot at the mage and the tentacles.
Okay.
So he's restrained right now, right?
Yes, you have advantage. Hits. Uh, 17 plus... Owie!
Didn't accidentally auto-crit this time.
You do a number on them. Let's see here. They need a saving throw. Concentration. What do they take? 21 damage? Yeah, they succeed. Maintaining concentration on the web.
Unfortunate.
Wait, were you shooting the mage or the drow mage?
This dude?
The draw mage way in back, yeah.
Okay. I thought you were doing the other one.
Can I talk trash as a bonus action?
Sure.
Twig's gonna look at Feather, like motion towards the weapon she has, and say, "Did you drop your old toy? Monica will drop you too once he's done with you."
Wow. 100 points to Twig.
That'll be it for me.
Okay. Let's see, the Drow Mage
I get to roll 3d6.
is restrained by tentacles.
Nice.
That's a big one.
That's just enough to down him, actually.
Oh yeah.
The web entangling Makayla falls away. Gently. Just gently. But go ahead, Xalia, you were going to say something?
No, I was happy that I got to roll 3d6.
Yeah, nice.
And they get, you know, crunch some spines. It's great.
Let's see here, which brings us to... Well, shoot, it's only Feather's turn now. That dude's dead. I'll get rid of him. Let's see here. Feather coyly looks at you. She shrugs, ignoring gun safety. And then kind of chuckles.
Does she take anything from the lightning at the start of her turn?
It's when she
No.
ends the turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She shrugs and kind of like you can't hear that over the over the crackle of thunder surrounding her. And she says, "I don't give a crap about that stupid project. I don't care if Professor ignores me from now on, as long as I get to be this giant flaming bird. Do you know how agonizing it is that people won't even call you a full bird and they nickname you just a piece?" In an instant, is this difficult terrain? The storm sphere?
No.
Yeah.
Is
I'm
it?
pretty sure it is. Yeah. When I remember it when I read through it.
Did I
I
misread?
misread.
Oh, it is difficult terrain. Yeah, it's just a single line at the end of the first paragraph.
Okay. It is difficult terrain. In that case, she's going to punctuate her message, and she thrusts out her hands, and they, like, the skin flies off, and it's quickly replaced with bird talons. And she rushes forward as a bonus action, and then she uses her movement to get out of the sphere. And then she uses her action to shoot Twig.
Rude.
$23.
Yep, that'll destroy second one of the blades.
Okay.
Goodbye, watermelon slicer.
No.
Let's see here. And then... let me tick this down. Okay, no, she doesn't do that. Alright. Which brings us to Makayla.
Hi, Makayla. We're all help. We're in the water.
Krakow! The explosion from Feather's strange wand bursts through the room again. Twig barely manages to deflect whatever small metal bits that are being propelled towards him with his daggers. The web falls away from you as this gang marches upon you. What would you like to do?
Alright. Makayla, I can imagine like she wasn't really struggling in the web, just kind of standing, waiting, kind of for it to fall. And then once it does, it takes a breath and just sort of dashes forward, and strikes out at this darkling in front of her. Fight her way through.
Okay, do it. Yeah, it hits.
26. 10 damage.
Owie! You hear.
Can that one make a strength saving throw, please?
Yeah, happily. I love making the strength saving throws. You're not quite sure what it's talking about?
It gets pushed 15 feet. Or it can just get pushed back this way. 5 feet, doesn't need to be.
Okay.
Uh,
The vulture carries it away.
yeah,
The shark fountain snaps at it. Deals 1 damage.
Nice. And then steps up, takes another swing at this fella.
Damn, I can't believe 10 damage wasn't enough for the Scrub Lords.
I know.
12. Let's see here. 12 hits.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he forgot to put on his armor today.
13 damage. And then...
See, this guy is a little bit more nimble than the other. Armor would just slow him down.
But a
Sure.
12 hits.
Yeah, he made the incorrect decision.
Yeah, and then third attack. To Lord Master.
Yeah, it hits.
18.
Owie!
10 damage.
Yeah, ow. Hurts. You're cracking him real good, just whop, fuck, and you've
Did you just yell fuck?
no fuck again. This is the second time I've done this too. THOCK. The guy does grunt.
Grundle?
He does grunt an expletive under his breath that does sound very expletive like. As he stumbles back, just getting jammed in the stomach by a staff, walking stick.
Yeah, I just plant myself and right on top of everybody here.
Grundle.
Are any of these bright light sources?
Yes. They are bright light sources.
Are you trundling? Do you remember the trundle incident, Thomas?
Vaguely. I don't remember specifics.
You were describing the gate that a trundle encompasses and Bug didn't believe you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That was a trundle. For sure.
Okay. We'll keep it moving. At the end of Makayla's turn, Feather uses a legendary action, and she opens this smoldering book that she's been holding in her left hand. Just it falls open to a particular page. She begins tracing the letters and arcane signatures on the page, and she grabs air. There's a puff of fire between her talons, and she draws out from the pages a large flaming sword made out of only fire. Some magma drips as she wafts it towards Twig. As she looks at Makayla, she levers it at Makayla. You can't stop me. I only need to do one thing. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh, nice.